One of the most frequent discussions, especially with new clients that we have, is that we need to try and convince them that the size of a test actually does not correlate with the outcome. And let me explain that, because this is a very big misconception that most people that are running A/B tests or that want to start doing them are getting completely wrong. So what exactly do I mean with it? Usually when you start A/B testing, again, let me scribble down the success formula for A/B testing, which is quite similar. So let's say success of A/B testing equals the frequency, aka frequency times the cost times the chance of success. And now here is a really, really big misconception. So when optimizing and when people look at their online store, what they want to do is they want to go from a bad store to a great store like this. And the way they think they do it is, well, the chance of success has to be higher if we simply do a redesign. So most people think this. I'm just going to sketch it down and talk about it. Redesign, which for all the people that don't know what a redesign is, pretty much you take a product page and you design the entire thing new, like from scratch. You spend a lot of time on it, and usually these kind of tests are the ones that are super expensive because you need to do everything. You need to do the entire design, coding, and probably you have to code all the sections completely from scratch. And most of the time when we start out with new customers, they're like really hyped and like, yeah, let's go, we really want to test now. And then we sort of have to slow them down, because now here actually is the thing. What we've seen in the past is that redesigns actually most of the time lead to losing tests. And the problem that we have, I'm going to try to showcase it right here. So let's say this right here is the old page. You have like the hero section. Then, I don't know, you have like some stuff going on here, some stuff going on here. I'm super sorry if I'm lagging and not as fast as I want to be, but still with the family for Christmas celebrations and squeezing this video in somewhere in between. So maybe if you see this video later, I'm sorry, all the new videos should be way, way better. And back on my Mac Studio. But yeah, let's just say that. So we have a couple of sections. Maybe it looks bad. It's just to make it. Yeah, I need to work with very abstract concepts here. But believe in 30 seconds you're gonna understand what I mean. So let's say a client comes to us, and here you have a bunch of different sections and a bunch of different things going on. Like maybe here's the A+ content that's like not designed very pretty. And then there's something here. So when clients come to us, they're like, well, this is what we have right now, and we don't like it. And then most of the time what they probably would go towards like would be, well, we just take this entire thing and we do one big version, and maybe let's just, like, for the sake of making it easier, they're like, well, if we decide it's going to be shorter, like the scroll depth is going to be not that bad, and they maybe end up doing something like, well, I like, for example, then it's like, I like blue better, I think it looks better, and just looks more coherent, and you change a lot. So in this case, let's just say we cut out 2 sections. So in the redesign section, usually what happens, like the pages get shorter and like more compact. You cut that out. So 2 things that are missing, then maybe that information was sort of put in somewhere in here. It was all aligned to the left. The colors were changed. Like the look was modernized. And now what most people don't get, you literally are making, I don't know, like let's say 50 changes to original. And most of the time, maybe like, I don't know, 5 changes work, and 45 are like negative, or let's say 45 negative / neutral. And that usually is what happens. Like if you test huge redesigns and make a lot of changes to the store, most of the time it just evens out or flattens out. So either going to be negative or you don't even see an effect and you paid a ton of money for that. And in the past 5 years, we've ran around 2,500 A/B tests, or a little bit more by now. I don't have the numbers for end of 24 now. And the one thing we've never seen work were big redesigns. And the big problem that comes after that is that, let's say, okay, now this has minus, I don't know, 2%. Everyone's like, why does it have minus 2%? And now the question that you should ask yourself after that is, why did this huge change not work? And it's good that you get to this point, but here's now where the thing gets really messed up, and a lot of people do not understand this. You made 50 changes with one test. Now, if you try and analyze it, you are going to realize that if you made 50 changes in one test, you cannot isolate which changes were good and which changes were bad. And this is the core thing I want to make you understand today, that making a complete redesign seems like the fast track to making your shop convert better. But in reality, it's just a probably band-aid on something that would need a surgery, and most people don't get it. And what I find fascinating, brands like Amazon. I recently made, I'm probably gonna link it here, like I looked at all the screenshots from 1995 to 2020, and if you look at the homepage, Amazon in its entirety never had a relaunch. I'm just gonna put it down here so you just think about that. Amazon.com never did a full redesign. Just let that sink in. They never ever did that. The only thing that Amazon did is they went step by step and optimized step by step. And there's a very simple reason for that, and very easy reason. If you change one test, or if you change one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Oh, not timer. I'm also gonna note that down because that is super important to understand. Oh, and I forgot the G, so I'm gonna have a second. If you change one thing at a time, first of all, you actually are able to analyze, isolate it, if change is good or bad. So that is the first takeaway. Always test things on their own. That doesn't mean you can't test a lot parallel. You can do that, but always do it in an isolated A/B test so you actually know, did this thing work or did it lose us money? And then the next thing, magic, it is cheaper. So if you do a full redesign, like the design resources you need, the amount of brain power and just hours of meetings to get everything done, because then someone's like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. And usually full redesigns take months. Doesn't make any sense. And in addition to being cheaper, testing small changes at a time is faster. And also, this, like, most people don't have the data, but hear me out on this one. Oh, it didn't work, arrow. We have data from 2.5K A/B tests. That's like the last stand that I have, or the latest data I know of. The best A/B tests we ever ran, the ones with the highest uplifts that actually happened, like statistically valid uplifts, were small wording changes. Never ever has a redesign and something with a lot of work that was expensive performed better than wording changes. Let that sink in. Like, aesthetics, they do matter, if especially in fashion and jewelry, but they don't matter as much as like small adjustments and to really persuade people to buy a product at the right moment. But yeah, just wanted to make this video because every single time it's mind-blowing to me when people want the big changes, but they don't really think about what it means making big changes and why making small changes is better. I hope this video helped to clear up your mind about that. If you need any help with how to approach what changes to test,